Okay. This looks better. I think I started the wrong stream. Well, I didn't start the wrong stream. There was an issue with the scheduling. What's up, Mania? Let's see, is it right? Okay. Nico, I know you in bars, but I'm gonna need you to just tell Gold to wait, alright? Nico, I know you in bars, but I'm gonna need you to just tell Gold to wait, alright? Hey, what's up, Bacterino, Faraz, Corpse? Alright. Guys, if there's a noise today, I apologize. There are builders next door. What's up, Darren? Alright, so let's just remove all of this and have a look here on the daily. Right, this 1980s level, 1980 to 1985, was a very strong zone for a very long period of time. And last week we had a little bit of an escalation with the Israel-Gaza story on Friday, late Friday. Saw that move up. Started to fill some of this clean traffic here to the left. Makes a lot of sense. So at market open, we actually gapped down here. If I'm not mistaken, we did gap down. Yeah, right here. So the fact that we gapped down just shows me that the catalyst of the war over the weekend, to be honest, I didn't read any headlines, but just going based off of the price action, we can see that those escalations were probably priced in on Friday, and there was nothing new over the weekend. But overall, gold is still bullish. It makes sense to continue to look for the buys. We've had quite a nice pullback through Asian and London session, coming to retest this previous structure here on the 4-hour at 1992. So you'll see that's where I have this first zone marked up, and that's definitely a zone of interest here. Looks like we are forming a very nice support there, holding this zone quite nicely. And what you'll see on the lower time frames is that we are just ranging down here after retesting this 92 zone. So it looks like we found support. Makes sense with volume to look for this move from Asian to be corrected, or from London session, and possibly back up to the daily highs. So do we have any news here today? Don't have any news, but we have a lot coming up this week. So tomorrow you got the BOJ press conference, interest rate decision. Obviously that's not directly impacting gold, but it's a high volatility event, interest rates, and it could bring some volatility, although that's in the morning. Just keep an eye out for that if you're trading Asian or London, pre-London, especially yen pairs. Obviously, if you're trading yen pairs, just be aware of that. That's a big one. Have a look into the interest rates if you are not up to date with what interest rates, how they are impacting the market. a couple folders here tomorrow. Consumer confidence for the dollar. But Wednesday's the big one with FOMC press conference and interest rates there for the dollar. Thursday we got Bank of England interest rates. And then we got NFP on Friday. So lots going on this week. No need to rush today. But let's see what's cutting here. It looks like we're possibly setting up for some nice buys here. So you'll see right here we have a resistance. So this was our low created in Asian session. At that point in time, that was the daily low. Came, filled that wick, broke below. We've retested the structure to the left. Now you're just ranging. So at this point, with how the price action is looking, I would like to see a break and retest here of this 97 to, you can look on the lower time frames looking to fill this clean traffic at least up to 2000 to 2001, with runners up to the daily highs at 2007. Could even leave runners here based off of the daily time frame looking to come into like 2015, 2020. If there's enough volume today, that's something that could happen just based on the daily candles. Also, just for the week, you can see that 2016 level. This is a nice bottom wick already on the weekly and daily. What's up, Mr. Wayne? So looking for, like I say, a bit of a break and a retest here. Even if we get a pullback to 1995 and we find a nice support here on the 5 minutes, I could take that. Not really looking to take a breakout trade here on the break of these wicks. This 30 minutes got no bottom wick. With New York volume, of course, this traffic can be mirrored all the way to 201. You don't necessarily need to see a retest. But like I say, lots going on this week. I would like to wait for a more conservative idea here. So waiting for that retest definitely will be the play, even a bit of a bolt-on. But I'd like to see the bottom wick for the 30 minutes. Not a train smash if you don't get it, but the lower time frame needs to be clean. So yeah, something like that. If you do have good volume here, you could even be looking for a break and retest above 2000. It might even be safest to just wait for the 4-hour candle close. Right now it looks like with 27 minutes, looks like we could get this 4-hour closing bullish. And after retesting this previous structure, nice clean support, we look good here to move back up to the highs for the day, possibly even 2010 and so on. Mhm. How's everybody doing? Got in at 97. Sheepers. It's going. Dollar is still a little bit choppy coming into this week. Yeah, look at the weekly candles. From a macro perspective, we're definitely bullish on the dollar. But obviously with the interest rate decision coming up, press conference coming up, you know, we're just ranging here. Why you say that, Nico? I'm good, Cops. Thank you, bro. Should I train legs today, right? And I was trying to match my PR on squats. And so my PR is 160 for 4. And I did 3, went down for the 4th, and like bar just wasn't going back up. Luckily there was a safety rail. But yeah, fuck. I was actually like excited that I failed. Because I don't think I've pushed myself to that point where I failed on a squat. So at least I know I was pushing myself. 30-minute candle, no wick, doesn't matter at this point. Yeah, it could come back into play, you know, because that wick is right here at this zone. I think it makes sense for us to get a pullback on the new 4-hour, possibly. Maybe even coming into the 4-hour close, you get a pullback here. Back to get this bottom wick for the 30. Yeah, I would definitely play it safe. Rejecting 2000 there. No bottom wick on the 30 minutes. Just, I would say just chill out for now. Some people would think maybe like just take sells of 2000, anticipating that bottom wick to come in. I'm not looking for every market move. You know, I'm just looking for the highest probability setups as per my system, my plan, and as per how I see the market. So at this point, you know, missing a relatively clean move here, although with not much confirmation for me at least. Or yeah, it depends how you look at it. But overall, just main thing is right now I have to wait. I have to wait. Anybody in any trades? Or anyone take anything in London today? How's it going, guys? Let me know. This chat makes me miss the crazy chat from London. Guys would just come in and say, sell gold, buy GJ. I actually missed that. You guys are chilled though. Like, you guys are almost too well behaved. Piece of chocolate. It's a cheat meal after legs. I actually got Chinese food, but I was really craving a piece of chocolate. It is like a sugar-free, healthy chocolate, right? Anyway, still calories. So just having a little bite. Oh, a bit. Now I worked for this chocolate today. Listen to this guy every day. Yo, Cops, I need to take some diet advice from you, bro. Hey, it was your rest day. You don't get Chinese on a rest day. Look, would have a rejection of 95. 15-minute candle coming up. Fifteen-minute candle looks really ugly. All blocks in your oats. Isn't that a waste? I need to eat the chocolate as is, you know? I think it made sense for the 30-minute to come and create a bottom wick. I wanted us to tap into that 95, but the 15-minute, 15-minute almost looks like a rejection candle. You know, this 5 minutes, it's tricky. It doesn't look amazing, but it's clear to see that that's also rejecting that 95. But I think it's best to just wait for first couple of minutes of that new 15 just to show us what's what. If it's not looking great, just wait for the 4-hour candle. Nah, Corpse, I think I've tried things like that in the past. I used to do some wild stuff with food. So I did a show in 2018. A good experience, but I don't think I would ever do it again. But after the show, man, I went crazy. Like, I couldn't stop eating. I think I binged for like 2 weeks. And I made Pronutro, chocolate Pronutro, which I love. And I put speckled eggs in there. Ridiculous. Wasn't bad though. I actually think this is a reversal. Not a reversal necessarily, but a rejection of 2000. To me, it looks like we could potentially just stay in this range here for a little bit. Come back to retest the daily lows. I don't really want to be selling in this range. I think from this area, it's more an area of interest for buys. You know, this sort of zone right here. So to be selling into here is very tough. Why does he do the same thing? Or does he chop a neutral? No wonder it's so hard. I think if we do get breaks below this daily low at 1991, or even safer to say below 1990, I think then we could be filling a little bit more of this, or correcting a little bit more of this move from Friday, at least down to 1985. I mean, we call this clean traffic. These candles to the left are generally mirrored very nicely. So clean traffic and wicks are areas that you can look to trade into, because generally speaking, we are filling those zones quite nicely. So if I just highlight this zone, you can see right here, very clean traffic to the left. Then you created this wick. You can almost ignore this wick, but still, like I say, wicks often get filled as well. So that's definitely a target there if you were looking for the sales. But look through London how clean this move was, correcting this move here. So now after consolidating for a little bit, if you come and break these daily lows and can hold below 1990, I think it makes sense to correct a little bit more of this move. Possibly in anticipation of that Fed meeting coming up. Because if the if the war is not really bringing any escalations, then the focus is going to be shifted to monetary policy. As you can see this week, there's a lot to do with monetary policy, interest rates, central bank interest rate decisions, press conferences. It's all got to do with the monetary policy. And that's a big market driver. Of course, if there's war escalations, especially with gold, that'll take precedence. But just be aware, it could be a crazy week. Probably will be a crazy week. Yeah, that's looking like my retest of 1995. Chat, give me 2 minutes. I'll be back now. Okay, so 5-minute candle has closed there above 97.5. That's kind of what I wanted. I did want to see this rejection of 1995 and even like a double bottom, which is kind of what happened, but I wasn't completely convinced. And with, 5 minutes to go for the 4-hour candle, I'd rather just play it safe here. I don't like this rejection of 2000. That's one thing I don't really like. I think if you do break this 5-minute high, you'd start to move back up to 2000. But like I say, I'm concerned that this is more of a rejection. Let me remove this. So to me, this looks like more of a rejection. And, we've had that retest of 95, even closed back above this 97.5 resistance here. But I feel like we may just fake out and even come back to this sort of zone, maybe even 91, the daily lows on the new 4-hour coming into 1990. And then possibly at NYC, we can see something like that. If we are holding this zone, if we're breaking below 1990 with clear confirmations, then can look for those sells into 1895. If you think that we're coming into 1895, you can even try entries here. If this becomes a fake out, you can try entries here on the new 4-hour. I mean, the risk to reward on that looks good, but okay, DXY is moving down here. Yeah, I would probably leave the sells alone from here. Could rather try a sell idea below the daily lows. I am more bullish coming into today. But yeah, our new 4-hour just opened up. We formed a support there on that previous 4-hour candle off 92, retesting that previous structure. Looks very good. Would be nice to see a bottom wick on the new 4-hour, but with the structure and how it looks now, I don't think we will get much of a bottom wick by the looks of things. But yeah, the timing just isn't great. I think I'll probably end up waiting for NYC in 30 minutes. Cheers, cheers. Check you. It's difficult to be patient, but to waste the reward of patience is worse. Facts. You see the Springbok cap in the background. Hey. We did it, man. SA, even though we won, fuck's sakes. SA really likes to keep you on the edge of the seat. I think it's our last 3 games, quarters, semis, and finals. We've won by 1 point. Come, boys, 1 point. I think it's Rassi. He's so calculated. He was just hustling everybody. One of the things I've noticed with the price action of gold, and don't take it to heart on a scenario like this. Just obviously the higher time frame trend is more important than anything. But what I've seen a lot on gold is that when you come up at COMEX or at 10 minutes past COMEX, so that new 30-minute candle will oftentimes create a high. Let's say in this situation you've created a high. If you respect this high, a lot of the time this becomes the high for the session, or at least until later after NYC. So just be aware, you are sitting at 2000 as well, just a psychological level. If you're not breaking above there and you actually get rejections, then you could be back into this range, could come back down to the daily lows here. Let's say 1992, getting that bottom wick for the 4 hour. I think I drew something out like this just now. For NYC to do something like this. Of course, if you do break above 2000, could see more upside here. Nico's an All Black supporter. That's his problem with the cap. It's tough. It's tough out here. Oh shit, Wayne, you rude. I thought there was more to him. Nah, I understand his reasoning for supporting All Blacks. I was once an All Black supporter, I won't lie. It's similar to like how I supported Sharks and the rest of my family supported Blue Bulls. I don't know, it's just to change things up. Can't have everyone on the same side, you know? Can't have peace all the time. There needs to be some problems. Corpse, have you been gambling? It's not good, bro. Let's see what happens if we can hold above 2000. If you reject 2000, then we could be coming to form that steeper bottom wick for the 4 hour. Could even take some quick sells here from 2000. How much you make from that, Corpse? What are the odds? I think the main thing I want to know is, were we the underdog? Surely not. It's coming back into this support from Asian session. Okay. A lot of volume here to the upside. This 15-minute candle looks like it'll close above here, above this support. So we could be looking for a pullback here to 2001 or 2000. Looking to come up to those daily highs. At this point, it looks pretty good to come up to the daily highs at 2007, 2010, and like I say, higher time frame targets 2015 and 2020. Goodness me, put in at the start of the World Cup. It's crazy. But yeah, with NYSE coming up, I could really see us getting a little bit of a pullback, as I've kind of drawn out here. Back into that 2000 looks really good. Could even pull back deeper, but yeah, let's see. I think NYSE will be good. This move off 95 was actually very clean. Even though the timing with the new 4 hour was funky, it was pretty much what I was looking for, that break and retest back above 97.5. I don't know, man. I think you need to just start ignoring timing. Like, if the setup is there, it's there. "13 minutes, boys. 13 minutes until NYC." This was a very nice move. Even the 15-minute confirmation here. This 15 kind of threw me off. Wanted to see that pullback into 95. Perfect. But at that point, the timing. This was a brand new 4-hour. So I'm cautious with the timing, because taking a trade in the first few minutes or the last few minutes of the 4-hour can be tough. Even the last 15 minutes can be tough. But what I've noticed while trading the lower time frames is that if the setup is there, it's there. It's still good to pay attention to the timing, but if you've picked up enough liquidity, if the 4-hour candle opens, it's gonna go. Obviously, you could still come and get a deeper bottom wick. But yeah, just something I've noticed, changing from trading like a 30 minutes and hourly more to a 5 minute, a 1 minute, 15 minute. So I wouldn't have had a lot of confidence executing him based off of that new 4-hour opening up. But the setup looks clean. This could be your bottom wick for the new 15 minutes. Break of that previous 15. And you're pushing up here to 2005. But with 10 minutes until NYC, I think there's a higher probability we get a pullback here into 2000 at NYC to then come up to the daily highs. So I'm not in a rush right now. I like that we are back above this little zone here from Asian session and pre-London, where price was finding support. And you'll see this whole move down, all this price action down here, retesting this 1992 zone. If you just zoom out, on the daily it starts to make a lot of sense. That daily candle, like I say, closed very nice and bullish. You've still got a bit more clean traffic to the left to come up to 2016. But a bottom wick, especially for a weekly candle, is necessary. Where is that bottom wick most likely going to form? probably retesting some previous structure where you had a breakout. So it looks pretty good here to come, like I say, back up to 2007, the daily high. And then at that point, we'll be flipping bullish. And we could easily see this daily pushing up to 2015, let's call it. So much for a bite. Don't know where that chocolate went. Gotta make the most out of my cheat meal. Only got one a week. So biltong on the 5. It's clean. If anyone was wondering what I was talking about when I'm talking about a biltong, it's basically this. Pushing bullish, bullish, bullish. Then you see this small bearish candle. Then if you break those highs, I call this setup a biltong. Well, we actually named it that, Wayne. I think it was Wayne. We call it a biltong. But yeah, I'm gonna wait here for NYC. No, not a whole slab. It's just like it's like a normal bar of chocolate. Like the size of a bar one. I think it's 50 grams. Yeah. It's pretty good though, of course. Try this thing. Caring Candies. You can get it there at Spa. In the health section. Ebony and Ivory. Oh, it's like a top deck basically. Yeah, like calories wise, bro, these don't even stress about this thing. Because this thing is the same amount of calories as a normal chocolate. It's actually like all those health products and sugar-free biscuits and shit. It's a scam. Like unless you're on a specific diet where, or you what do you call it? Gluten intolerant, or maybe I don't know. I don't know if you can eat sugar if you have diabetes, but let's say you're not eating sugar. I think that's the only reason you would buy like a health product or like health cookies. I was just doing damage control with this healthy chocolate, but it's not really healthy, you know? Yeah, same calories, literally. Quite dumb. They need to make a low calorie chocolate, like, no one cares about sugar free. You know what I mean? Well, I don't at least. NYC is coming up now. Minute and a half. Yeah, I have like 30 grams of sugar while I'm training in my water, so what's another 20? This 15-minute candle looks so ugly coming into NYC. Really, it does. I could still see a steeper bottom make for the 4-hour candle here. But we'll just see the 5-minute time frame. See if you respect 2000 here at NYC. Could even come a little bit lower. Then close back above 2000. Something like that. Alrighty, let's see. Closed above 2000 here. But you can see the support from earlier in the day. I've kind of closed respecting there. So that leads me to believe that we may reject here for now, get a deeper pullback, and then maybe be setting up for buys a little bit later, maybe around London close. So let's just wait and see. NYC open, you know, can be a little bit volatile, so you can see that candle just jumping there. I always like to wait for this first 5 minutes to close, see if it's giving me some sort of direction. Also the 15-minute candle after NYC, if that is giving you very clear direction in line with the trend, in line with your bias, that next 15-minute oftentimes really pops off. ¿Cómo estás? Buenos días. Yeah, I think we'll come down into this 97. It's not looking amazing for the bar ideas right now. Just gonna wait and see what the 5-minute price action does here. If we can form some sort of support, like a double bottom, looking to continue moving up off of these lows. But I really don't like that we're breaking back below 2000 here. Looks like we could be breaking back into this range, coming back down to the daily lows. Like I discussed, for that deeper 4-hour bottom wick, this 4-hour could come down into 1994. Could even come, like I say, into the daily low here at 1991. And then there, whatever happens there at the daily low will be very telling. If you get either a deeper correction of this move from Friday, or if we can respect the daily lows and then start to move back bullish here. But I don't really like where price is sitting. So just gonna be patient here. Could even pay to just wait for this 15 to close. If this 15 leaves a nice bottom wick here and just closes above 2000, then I think next 15 we game to start pushing up here to 2005 and 2007. But for now, I don't know, I'm not loving the idea of bars right now. With nothing happening today really, we may even just sit in this little range down here. Maybe those were the moves for the session. You know, we had a move up, corrected it, and like I say, maybe that's it for the session. Could potentially get that steeper bottom wick for the 4 hour, and then like I say, setting up for London close to give you that continuation to the upside. But in terms of, you know, sitting here for this session, I really haven't liked what I've been seeing here. $15 looks like it's going to close strong bearish. We are closing, well, you've got 2.5 minutes. But, you know, if you close respecting here, then we could start to see that move up, but it doesn't look great. I think waiting for the hour close for something cleaner could be the play. If this hour is closing back below 97, then, you know, we in this little range here, which on the lower time frame is choppy. Could be coming down to the daily lows. I don't mind taking sells below 1990. But in this little range, I want to be careful. So if we're breaking back into this range, I'd rather just play it safe, call it a session. You know, you can just keep an eye on that 1991, see what happens there. Because like I say, if you come into that daily low and respect it, or even just get a fake out tapping 1990 and then start to move back up here, that could make sense. Fifteen-minute candle closed respecting this structure, closed very strong bearish. So we'll see what happens here. But I like that we haven't closed back into this range. Probably best to wait for a nice 5-minute candle, something bullish like that. Like I said, NYC, that 15-minute candle, that first 15 of NYC, if it gives you clear direction, the next 15 should be most days giving you quite a nice move. So we've closed bearish here. Even though you're respecting the structure, you know, if this was really giving you clear direction, I would think that if price were to continue moving down, we would break those previous 15-minute lows, come into at least 1995. So we've tested the previous 15-minute low, haven't had a break just yet. And then, like I say, if that 5 can close nice bullish, engulfing these last 2 candles, then, you know, I could look at getting in on those bars right here. I'm not interested in the sells. But I just gotta wait for something clear here. Clear confirmations for those bars if I want those bars here. I don't love the way it looks, so I'm not gonna rush anything. And like I say, if we break back into this range, I'm just gonna call it a session and come back tomorrow. I was live last week. I think Thursday and Friday I wasn't live. Yeah, man, you know what? Like, what I realized with streaming is I do it because I enjoy it, right? I do it because I want to. There are some people who stream, and yes, they may enjoy it, they may want to and everything, but a lot of guys are also selling something. Remember that? So these guys are making sure that they're there every day. I'm sorry, chat, but at the end of the day, this job allows you to be your own boss, right? So if I don't want to be there on a particular day, I'm not going to be there. And I'm going to do my thing. Because I've got nothing to sell. I'm here because I want to be here. And I appreciate the chat and everybody who supports the channel. And I really hope and appreciate when I can provide value for you. I know that a lot of people have seen the value and appreciate the stream, and it goes right back. I love you guys. But at the end of the day, like I say, I'm my own boss. You know, I'm not going to be here every day. Look at Raja. Raja doesn't stream every day. Man doesn't need to. He's already sold enough shit. You told me both times. Beautiful. Beautiful. And chat, just on that note, I hate to be, no, I don't want to say I hate to be toxic. I'm not being toxic. I'm giving you a heads up. Keep in mind, a lot of live streamers are selling something. Just remember that. There's an agenda some of these guys push. I'm not beefing with anyone. I'm not hating with anyone. But I can see through a lot of this shit, right? 90% win rate. Anyone can adjust their strategy if they know what they're doing to achieve a higher win rate. But you are sacrificing certain things, i.e. risk to reward. Right? Because yeah, you're winning 9 out of 10 trades, but that one trade is wiping out 4 to 7 of your last trades. Just remember that. Yes, it's profitable. Yes, it works. But psychologically, can you handle that approach? Just keep that in mind. Pushing a high win rate to sell signals? I don't know, bro. I'd rather just trade a way that keeps me sane mentally. You know? But anyway, I'm just, you know, giving a heads up. Because I think a lot of people don't see it. There's a lot of ignorance in the industry. And then there's a lot of taking advantage of that ignorance. People selling shit. We look good, yeah. We look real good. I don't think this 5 minutes gonna wait for me. I would like to see this 5 minute close. And that's the best bet here. Nah, don't mention names. Don't mention names. It just annoys me, right? Like, this is why I stream. So I can at least show like there's an easier way to do things. Because a lot of guys come into trading and they don't know what to do, they don't know where to start. And I just hope that, you know, I'm nowhere on these guys' level. I'm not on Donvo's level, I'm not on Roger's level. I've got a long way to go. And I do believe that I have that in me to have that kind of success, if not bigger. But, you know, I do the streaming thing, like I said, because I enjoy it. And from where I'm from, the trading community is so toxic. It's so bad. It's worse than Donvo. It's worse. There's guys here who don't even trade, but they're selling signals and come on, man. Like, that's just, ethically, that's wrong. Morally, that's wrong. How can you do that? And then someone on Instagram will see these signals and then waste their fucking money on this shit. No, here's a stream for free. Haven't taken a single trade today, but you know, there was some value, I hope. If you knew nothing about trading, you know way more after today's stream than you did if you joined a signal group, which you paid how much for? $50. I don't know. You know? Five-minute closed really nasty. I'm just not buying it. It's 2000 levels right here. Let's see if we get a little bit of a steeper bottom wick on this 5. Because right now, if I'm taking bars on the break of the previous 5, my stop is going to be pretty big. So I can wait for this 15 to close. 15 closing bullish here. It's an even better confirmation. If we could close above 2000, an even better confirmation. And then 4 o'clock could be nice and clean. So I want to see this steeper bottom wick on this 5 is because if this 1 minute price action starts to give rejections in and around here, 97.5, you know, I could maybe use that as a stop loss. Something like this. Giving me just a slightly better risk to reward rather than having my stop loss all the way down here. There's no point in jumping in now when you can see the 5 minutes possibly going to create a steeper bottom wick. So that's partly why I'm just waiting here, even though it's lining up how I said I wanted to. Just in terms of, like I say, that risk to reward stop loss size. One thing I've started looking at while I was backtesting over the weekend, like I say, the lower time frames to me are, I've been trading a 30-minute hourly a lot over the last year or two. So trading the 5-minute, I've really fallen in love with it. But when I backtest, I find that I don't really need much bigger than like a 30 pip stop. So if in my session I can see, okay, my stop loss is bigger than 30 pips, I know from my backtesting that if I just wait a little bit longer, I could probably get a smaller stop and a better risk to reward. And also waiting that extra little bit longer could even just help completely avoid a loss. So that's a little thing, you know. It sounds silly to say that I never have a stop loss bigger than 30 pips, but I think that's the way I want to approach things. Obviously making exceptions on certain days with a lot of volume, but really I don't think you need a stop loss bigger than 30 pips if you're trading a 5-minute or 1-minute time frame. So that's why, you know, like I say, it's lined up how I said I wanted, but I'm not going to pull the trigger just yet. This hour candle's about to close. So let's see. Hourly, still bullish right now with quite a strong wick to the upside. If there's enough bullish momentum, then we should see this wick being filled. If not, then this could be a rejection to come back down to the lows. I'm not interested in this move down. I would like to see that wick being filled. Lower time frame looks good, 15 minutes, forming a support here. And then on the 5-minute, we can see essentially you form the support and then you've got this weak bullish bearish candle, which, like I say, this is what I call a biltong. So if we can break above that high, stop loss above here, let me just see. Let me just see real quick. Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Okay, chat. I'm getting in here. Stops below the previous 5 for about 20 pips. Call it 1997.7. I think also with that story with the stop loss, like forcing it to wait, forcing it to, goodness me, my English. You know, waiting for that like better stop loss oftentimes also can get you into a position where you avoid drawdown completely. So coming into this structure here, probably a good idea to go break even as we fill that previous hourly wick. I would like to give it a slight chance. It looks pretty good. So not going to go break even just yet. 1997. Yeah, this 2002 level is definitely going to be a challenge if we're not getting breaks above. But overall looks good. Just be aware of this resistance that we formed just now. As long as we can break above 2002, 2005 looks good to be hit. But yeah, coming back to entry, Yeah, with that 1 minute candle closing like that. Yeah, chat. That looks tricky. Looks like a bit of a rejection there. If you're not liking that rejection, close half. That doesn't look great, but I'm gonna give it a second. I wasn't nearly quick enough to actually really manage there. Took 50% at 25 pips and break even hit. That's very well managed. Like I say, I was a little bit slow there to manage. And the lot size I wanted wasn't in, so because I got like one tap trading here. So instead of putting in a 3 lot, I had to click 1 lot 3 times. So I'm busy setting stop losses here and nonsense. But yeah, I'm just trusting the structure as well. Like I say, been doing a little bit of back testing, and I find when I'm waiting for those better stop losses and there's clear structure, I can most times rather just trust my stop loss, because right here I've got at least 1 to 3 risk to reward. So I definitely could have managed that break even, and I think 9 times out of 10 I probably would have, to be honest with you, after going 20 pips into profit. I think if we do come back to break even again, I may look at closing some out. But this 5 minute closed above, what do you call this, 2000, which looks good. Let's just see if we can break above 202. That did not look like 25 pips, bro. Or 20 pips. Looks like 10 pips. Goodness me. James Woods. I recognize the name. I think you've been here before. Thank you, bro. Hmm. Just based on a 1 minute here, if we do start to break below here, there may be issues. I know it's just 1 minute structure, but yeah, if we do break below that 98.8, stops are probably going to be hit. Still above 2000, yeah, that's the main thing. The last minute of the 5 minute, sitting right above entries. Looks like this 5 may close bearish. If it closes below 2000, I'll close half. And I think if we break that previous minute low, I'm going to close half. No, we haven't broken just yet. The reason I say below that 1 minute low is just because it's the last minute of the 5. You can understand that if this 5 minute was creating new lows in the last minute of the 5, that we could just be in a range here, not getting the push that I want to see. Right now it looks okay. Closed just a weak, basically a doji there on the 5 minute. 1 minute structure looks good. Still above 2000 here. Looks solid. I would like to see the 15 close above here. If our 15-minute candle can close above this resistance, then there's obviously a higher probability that we can fill this range here on the next 15 or 30 minutes or so, or however long it takes. But if we're closing below, then you may see a bottom wick on the new 15, bringing us into a little bit of drawdowns, which I would like to avoid. So just going to be mindful of that. But I'll just watch here on the lower time frame how we are reacting to this sort of resistance right here, right now. I don't love it. Yeah, we need to get a break above here. Let's see, 5 minutes. Yeah, if we can break above the current 15-minute high, I'll move stops to break even. But I may even just close out if we come back to break even now. Setting up about 13 pips. If you don't like this resistance, close some out. Close some out. I'm not too phased with this resistance, even though we could reject and obviously hit stops, but I like the price action, and I'm also just trusting the higher time frame here. I really like the 4 hour lining up with the daily, that pullback into that 92 support. I think it looks really good. But yeah, I just got to see how this 15-minute candle will close. Let's say, I know I said I wanted above this resistance, but I think if we close above 2000, yeah, we should be okay. Okay, 15 closed. We have closed bullish, got two bullish 15-minute candles. If we do have enough volume here, closing above 2000, which looks good. If we do have enough volume, we should be respecting the previous 15-minute low. Now, well managed, boys. You guys were quick with it today. I'm only sitting up about 10, 13 pips. I do feel a little bit more antsy not managing positions as aggressively. But like I say, from what I've been backtesting, if I can get a better risk to reward, then I don't need to manage as aggressively. If there's something shouting in my face that, hey, this is not working out, then I'll get out. But for now, we're just sort of consolidating here. You haven't had strong rejection candles. 15 closed above 2000. And like I say, in the time of volume, closing above 2000 here on the 15 minutes. If there's enough volume to the upside, we should not be breaking that previous 15-minute low. If you do, then obviously, price will just range, and then it is what it is. But with the timing, knowing that this is a time where we do get nice volume, the 4 hour and daily look good, I'm willing to give it a bit more space. But as I say that, I don't like this now. Yeah, it's doing shit, but maybe I need to just get off the 1 minute here. That'll help. The reason I was saying I didn't like that 1 minute, what the 1 minute was doing, was just, look how we have been rejecting this little zone, and then this strong bearish engulfing candle. If we break that low now, so let me actually go break even here, right? I'm going to move stops to break even, because we tapped 2000 with that bearish candle there on the 1 minute, but we were respecting 2000. Next one popped straight up, so maybe just tapping 2000 to grab a little bit more liquidity. If this candle closes strong or keeps pushing, we should break the previous 15-minute high, where I want to go break even anyway. So I'm happy to go break even here. Stops at entry, risk-free trade. So my stop is not the same as on screen. I got in like a pip or so later. My stop is at 1999.75. Are we gonna break above the previous 15? I think we are. There we go. 2005 is the next target. You've got a daily high there at 2006.9, 2007. If you can come up into this daily high and break above, the push to 2010 is pretty easy. And then above 2010, just based on the higher time frame being bullish, lots of volume to the upside. With the increased demand in gold, I could see 2015 and 2020 being tapped today. I'm not looking to necessarily hold runners all that way, but fuck it. Let's try. But main targets here, 2005, I'll probably take off 50 to 80% there. If we reject and hit break even, obviously I'll be out. I think this 5 opened with no bottom wick, right? Yeah, it looks like the 5 opened with no bottom wick. Just come back to create that bottom wick. But it's tricky, you're kind of rejecting this resistance here. But at this point, there's nothing I can do. It's either break even or we see a loyal push here to the upside. Yeah, I'm out, chat. I'm out. I've been taken out at break even. Yeah, well done to whoever did secure some. Obviously, I could have secured some. But yeah, on that initial push. Anyway, I think it was worth giving it a shot. Waited patiently for an entry here that, you know, I like to say, wait for an entry that you've at least got a high probability of getting into profit and managing. Even if it doesn't run, you know, then you can. I know obviously some people like that approach and then they take 10 pips, 20 pips, and that's fine too. I'm generally looking for my risk to reward to play a little bit of a role. I don't mind securing 15 pips. But yeah, in this situation, based off of the higher time frames, I wanted to give it a little bit more room to run. If I hit break even, that's perfectly fine. Which I have, you know, overall, that move could still play out. It's getting a little bit late here for me. I don't want to be chasing anything on FOMC week. So I'm going to take that and call it a day here, chat. But thanks for joining. Yeah, just be careful. I think could be in for a little bit of a rangy afternoon. You know, markets have really been popping off the last few weeks. But go back earlier in the year and backtest the 2 weeks before these FOMC events. and for instance, the day before NFP, go back test the day before NFP. Those days are often very rangy. You know, London session, you had actually a pretty decent move down, but other than that, it's been a pretty choppy day, and it's not unusual to see that sort of thing coming up to these bigger fundamental events. Obviously, if there's headlines with the war, could easily be a catalyst to bring some movement, but if not, just take it easy, chat. Things should definitely start to heat up in the last half of the week. I think that's where the meat and potatoes for the week is. Cheers, guys. Take it easy. Appreciate you. Cheers. Thanks, guys.